Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good late evening to you folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another random spontaneous edition of True Conservative Radio. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you once again for tuning in with me. It hasn't been some time since I've done a broadcast. I did one, I guess, several days ago. And, of course, we are on in the midnight hour. It's actually 12:30 a.m. here in the Central Time period. I'm down here in Texas for all the viewers. Everybody knows where I'm at. For all the viewers that are listening that don't know, well, now you know. It's like what they say in that Biggie Smalls movie, huh? Yeah, I don't know if y'all read up on that. I don't even really get into pop culture. I really don't get into that sort of thing, but I thought it was rather convenient that there were a lot of violent acts committed at the opening night at various locations across the United States at the opening of this notorious B.I.G. movie. I just think, once again, it's the liberal media and all these other, feminists trying to dehumanize us, desensitize us, make us feel that it's okay to go ahead and bust caps and pimp hoes and all this other nonsense. Speaking of which, I find it kind of funny. I don't mean to get on a sidebar. Let's just strike that off the record. Anyway, the Notorious B.I.G. movie, there's a lot of violent acts, and I think that's horrible, humiliating, and I think that we should start looking a little bit more of a critical way when it comes to the modern-day entertainment and how it's marketed to our children out here. Anyway, that's another point, another issue. We are here to commemorate the day where Barack Hussein Obama has been sworn in as the president. Now, this is a historical day, and it's going to go down in history. That's why I did a show this late evening, because I know that folks are going to be looking back at this time when all the historians in the future are going to be gathering up all the audio recordings and the videos and the news reports and the blogs, and they're going to be saying, what did people feel at this time at such an insecure moment in American history? What were people thinking? They wanted to get a grasp of the mentality of what is going on here. I mean, it is definitely a historic moment. The first time that an African-American has been elected as the American president. And let me tell you, for all the African-Americans that listen in and that are true conservatives and those that aren't, this is definitely a day, to mark in the calendar of the black culture in America. I think that, black culture at this point should be using this as a catalyst to move themselves forward and beyond the stereotypes that most racists and most bigots and most subliminal racists and most subliminal bigots utilize to justify their racism, their bigotry, their prejudice. And I think that this is a good day for America. I think that it's a great day in the race relations regard. And I just wanted to make that very clear before I get into my critical portion of the programming when we start talking about Obama, my criticisms, and the future of America. I just definitely want to underscore here in the program that it is a definite special day for African American people. It's a historic day here in America. And I am proud to be somewhat of a part of it. I'm here on the Blog Talk Radio Network providing a broadcast on this very day. So if historians, by any chance, years upon years from now, happen to be digging this old episode of True Conservative Radio up from the old archives, just remember that even true conservatives, people that don't agree with what is happening here in America, understand the implications on the race relations aspect. And I definitely think that's an important issue, and I think that most folks should start, eliminating their stereotypes and start embracing the fact that we're a multicultural nation, and no matter what cultural background, nationality, whatever you want to label it as, whatever you are still Americans, and everyone, and I do mean everyone, should remain loyal to the American Constitution. And if you're not, you're a damn traitor, you're committing treason, and there's a whole array of things that go along with that. But anyway, folks, this is the inaugural day, or was the inaugural day. It is midnight here. I know that there's some folks in the chat room right now kicking back live with me, and I appreciate your patronage. And if you happen to want to chime in on anything that I'm talking about, you disagree or agree, give me a call. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I'd like for you to chime in. But this is definitely a historic day. I found it rather absurd, if you will, that, the Chief Justice Roberts screwed up the inaugural proceedings there. I don't know if anybody saw that. I don't know if anybody was keen to that or anything. I don't know if this guy was trying to slip up this man. But I thought that was rather ridiculous, that here we got this supposed young hotshot, and don't get me wrong, I do agree with his conservative values. I do think that Roberts is a conservative, but, for heaven's sake, know the inaugural ceremony, okay? That's all I'm saying. You're supposed to be somebody of authority. You're supposed to be somebody who's supposed to be on the ball here. You're supposed to be somebody with intelligence, education. You're a judge. You judge people's lives, for heaven's sake, and you can't get the inaugural dress right? Get it straight, Roberts. And anybody who happens to know Justice Roberts, you email him this, because that was ridiculous. That was horrific. And let me tell you, I like Roberts. Chief Justice Roberts is a man who's a true conservative here. But to sit here and bumble around that inaugural address was just absolutely atrocious. Anyway, folks, a lot of festivities happened this evening. And earlier in the day, of course, we had the big inaugural address. And we had all these people, I think it was 3+ million people in Washington, D.C., gathering around to be a part of the festivities live. They had big jumbo screens all over the place, as if everybody was placing bets on the latest horse race or something. And to be completely honest with you folks, let's just start off from there, okay? Let's start off with the inaugural address here. Right off the bat, if you read into most of what he said in that speech, he was already preparing us, folks, for a turbulent time ahead. And you see, this is what disgusts me as a true conservative who's been here, folks, and you can look in the archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and look at all the shows, all the podcasts, all the broadcasts that I have conducted here. Hooping and hollering, screaming, breaking things live right here on the air, talking about the issues that are affecting America that are basically making it corrode from the inside out. And you got all these morons out here, 3+ million of them, out here practically on their knees, as if Barack Obama's going to just cure everything, going to cure cancer, he's going to just, all of a sudden, people's mortgages are just going to go away, the financial responsibilities that everybody has burdening on themselves are just going to disappear, and all of a sudden money's going to start growing on trees, and people can start shopping 24 hours a day and going to the mall and buying Dolce & Gabbana, going out here and buying this little fruity-ass gay San Francisco look-alike clothing lines that we have here for the youth. What are they called? Abercrombie or Hollister or whatever they're called. That's what these people are thinking. There was a whole bunch of them. I mean, did you see the media? Did you see MSNBC, for heaven's sake? That was ridiculous. Could you get any more of a liberal hole, a liberal propaganda hole, than MSNBC on this coverage of this inaugural address? And believe me, I was tuning into all the coverage. I am very curious about what is happening here in America, and we're going to get into all that here in just a second. But the coverage that MSNBC was trying to shove down our faces, I mean, give me a darn break. You had Keith Olbermann with that stupid, ridiculous, dry, biased, liberal propaganda wit that he always pops out with. You know, like he's Mr. Cool Guy or something, when he does nothing but spew out nothing but propaganda, which is always one-sided. He's blatantly admitted it. He doesn't give two rat's asses. He's thumbing his nose at everybody. If you listen to any of Keith Olbermann's interviews, that's exactly what he's talking about. He's a blatant, long-haired, liberal, bedwetting hippie. He doesn't give two rat's asses who knows about it. And yet, you know, here you have MSNBC, supposedly a media outlet that everybody in America is supposed to look forward to as some sort of a legitimate source of news and information, sitting here allowing this piece of trash to be some sort of a lead anchor or lead spokesman or a lead commentator every single time that there's anything of political significance that needs to be covered by this mainstream media. His stupid fat head, that fat gigantic head of Keith Olbermann is always somewhere. You know? I mean, it's always somewhere in a program. You know what sucks even more is that I'm a football fan, and I've even got to see this fat-headed bastard while I'm watching the damn boob tube for a damn football game at night, for heaven's sake. Are you kidding me? I mean, what the hell's going on here? I mean, this is why I tell you, folks, that this is liberal bias. Liberal bias 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why I say do not trust the mainstream media. As a matter of fact, I strongly advise most folks, if you want to save money in this bad economy, and you want to give the finger to liberal media, don't subscribe to cable anymore. How about that? Huh? How about giving the middle finger to the cable companies and say we're not going to take this liberal media feminist filth being broadcasted in my home 24 hours a day. We're not going to accept it. And frankly, folks, with this day and age of the media, or excuse me, the internet, with this day and age of the internet, why in the blue hell do you even need cable anymore? Why the hell do you even need to blow $100 for cable, and half the time there ain't nothing on the damn TV anyway? That's why I'm saying, folks, in this day and age of the internet, if you're sitting there watching the boob tube for your information, for your news, you're intellectually lazy, you're probably a fat, jelly-ass bastard, and it's because people like you, who don't take the time, don't take the initiative to go out and actually learn about their government, well, that's why we're suffering from the situation we are currently in right now. Thank you very much, you lazy-ass moron. I strongly advise everybody out there to go out, read the internet, all right? Read a variety of different sites. Go out there and find out about everything that you don't know about, because I know you don't know crap. Because if you did know crap, America wouldn't be in this situation, you stupid idiot! Anyway, folks, I know this is pretty early in the program to get this bent out of shape, folks, but this is supposed to be a great day, right? I mean, everybody out here is praising the great day that, oh, it's the inaugural address, it's this, it's that. So what? So what? I haven't heard anything, with all due respect, Mr. Newly elected president, I haven't heard anything that you're actually going to do that's going to help save this country. And what does that mean exactly, folks? What does that mean, save this country? It means, creating the foundation of keeping the United States' authority as the world's superpower, all right? Remember that, you stupid asses? We used to be a superpower not too long ago. Now we're sitting here in all kinds of $11 trillion in debt. You got this damn liberal, long-haired Congress and executive branch talking about spending even more money out here like we got any more to spend. We're extended in all kinds of wars, and you got Barack Obama, even in his damn speech, even during the elections, even during the debate, he's talking about expanding this war. You know, you got these idiots crying on TV, oh my God, we got Barack Obama, Barack Obama, Barack Obama. I voted for Barack Obama because he's got nice teeth. You got these idiots under the impression that somehow world peace is going to happen. Now that Barack Obama's in office, world peace is going to happen. And money's going to grow on trees, and mortgages are going to be wiped away, and everybody's going to get a chicken in every pot. What a bunch of horse crap, folks. Wake up, you idiots! This is what disgusts me. I mean, this is what makes me depressed. That the American people, all right, the descendants of the greatest country on the face of this planet, can be this stupid, can be this naive, can be this absent-minded, can be this oblivious. Is that you, folks? Am I talking about you? Because if you're not doing anything for your damn government, if you're not participating in what is happening right here around you right now, then it is your fault. Then it is your fault, folks, if you're not doing a damn thing about it. And for all you ass clowns that are out here emailing me all this crap, you know, emailing me all this garbage that, oh, Ghost, you're too hard on the American people. I'm too hard on the American people? I'm too hard on the American public? Folks, the American public sucks, all right? I've said it and I'll continue to say it. And if you take offense to that, then obviously you're an idiot. Because if you listen to these broadcasts, if you go back into the archives, you will realize that I love this country, damn it. I love what it represented. Because it doesn't represent that anymore. I love the Constitution. And that's barely clinging on to the last shred of threads that it has left. All of a sudden, people want handouts. You know, you got the American public saying, please give me another stimulus package check. Please give me this. You got all kinds of corporate interests, corporate America. Corporate America's all over the place. What do they want? Handouts. That's what they want, handouts. The auto industry wants a handout. The financial institutions already got a handout. The pornographic industry, the porno industry, wants a handout. And this is America? I mean, this is America right here, folks. I mean, this is what disgusts me. It should disgust you, for heaven's sake. But it doesn't. You know, just as long as you're able to shovel food down your gullet like it's a damn all-you-can-eat buffet, you know, just as long as you're gnawing on a piece of steak or a piece of chicken or something of that nature, and you're out there able to consume, even if it's under plastic, even though you don't really even own the crap, just as long as you're able to do that, all of a sudden the American people are appeased. You know what's funny to me, and this is why I'm so critical of the liberal-ass media, and this is why I strongly advise everybody out there to do not subscribe to cable anymore. Don't do it. Cable is done. There is no need for cable. You know, with this whole new digital technology that's coming out, everybody's talking about, oh, we got to switch to digital and this and that. Well, then why even have cable television? All you need is a broadband access. Broadband access to the Internet, and you can get shows on the Internet, folks. You can get things live if you subscribe to certain networks' websites. Folks, convergence is happening right now. And all you got to do, especially if you're suffering from hardships and you want to stick it to the man, if you want to stick it to people that have been sticking it to us, unsubscribe to cable and just hook up your television set to the internet. You've got all kinds of video content sites, audio content sites. As a matter of fact, you're listening to one right now. And you can surf this all on your television set, folks, and completely eliminate cable and completely eliminate the propaganda that's being fed in your television sets 24 hours a day. And what is the propaganda? Well, folks, the propaganda is the liberal media telling us that single-parent families, which are now the majority of the day, is somehow something to be embraced. You know, that teen pregnancy should be coddled, not discouraged. That women, who shit out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers should be having entitlements. And, folks, I know I have a lot of people who disagree with me, but I'm down here in Texas, and if you go down to South Texas, which I strongly discourage to all of you, I mean, if you want to know what the colon of America is, you go visit South Texas, and you'll see the colon of America. But down there, they've got, women just openly walking. Just go to a shopping mall down there, for heaven's sake. They got women with 5 or 6 kids in abundance. It's the majority out there. And how are these women getting by? They're out there at the mall with their 6 kids trailing them, and yet they still got shopping bags. They're spending their money. They got their hair did. They got their nails done. They had all this crap. They got gold earrings. They got little necklaces and all this crap. And they've got 6 kids trailing behind them. How do they do it? Folks, and for all you idiots that have been emailing me saying I'm a bunch of crap, you don't know your ass from your elbow. These women who shit out about 5 or 6 kids from 5 or 6 different fathers get anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 in government subsidies, and I'm including the whole schmear, because if you're a woman who has 6 kids and you're single from 6 different fathers, this government feminist liberal system that we live in will actually give you $4,000 to $5,000 in entitlements. Free housing, free child care, free education, free medical care, free government cheese, free food stamps. I mean, the list goes on and on. You equal it up, you equal it all up, it's going to be $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And let me tell you something, folks. You can have liberals that may call in here, they may not. I don't know. Most liberals are too scared. They got their tail between their legs right now, looking at themselves in the mirror, seeing how they would look as a woman, because they're a bunch of fruity-ass, feminist-loving, Gloria Steinem, muff-diving bastards. Anyway, you'll have liberals that'll disagree with me and say, oh, that's not enough for a single mother with 6 kids, $4,000 in government subsidies. Well, hey, that's not all they get, you stupid-ass clowns. What else they get is they get to play the child support lottery with all the daddies they have children with. Sure, a couple of them may be a bunch of deadbeats and really don't have any kind of legitimate income and, at best are maybe getting $50 a month in child support. But at some point, she impregnates some idiot she met at the bar, traps him in with a kid. This idiot happens to be a hard-working American, and she ends up mooching this idiot about $700 a month. And then she mooches this other idiot over here who's just a regular pizza delivering smo for another $200 a month. So, folks, we have turned baby making into big business out here, and nobody seems to be concerned about it. We have trivialized human life, and you idiot Americans don't care. What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. We have trivialized human life. Just trivialize it. Put a damn number sign on it. A dollar sign on it. And we're supposed to just sit back and just, okay, you know what? That's social evolution. It's okay. It's okay. It's social evolution. That's garbage, folks. You know what it is? It's liberal and feminist propaganda. And, folks, it is all around us. We can't escape it. it's at the point now where it's just so unbelievably blatant that you just can't go anywhere without being, somehow attempted to be influenced by, horrific, ridiculous, liberal-minded and feminist-minded activity. I mean, we saw it during the elections, folks. I hate to keep harping on things and hate to keep beating a dead horse, but Sarah Eskimo Bimbo Palin, who was supposed to be the new voice of the conservative movement, basically she was the ploy. She was the icon of transition in the Republican Party to a real conservative party, to, a bunch of bedwetting, liberal, feminist, muff-diving, Gloria Steinem-worshiping pieces of garbage. And the reason I say that, folks, is because you had Republicans. And let me tell you something, folks. I saw them. I talked to them. I seen it with my own eyes. You actually had Republican people who would have shunned at the idea of teen pregnancy, who would have just completely gotten sick at the idea. Sit here and try to justify to me, a true conservative, that, teen pregnancy is okay. Oh, look, it's beautiful. Look at Sarah Palin's daughter. Are you kidding me, folks? I mean, this is when I know that liberalism and feminism is a dangerous disorder. It's a dangerous ideology. And what are we left to do, folks? We're left to just sit here and take it. Tickle our ass cracks and just pretend like it's a great day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I don't understand it, folks. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I didn't mean to get off on that tirade. This is True Conservative Radio. I am the host, the man they call Ghost, and if you happen to have anything to say, 646-652-4869. I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that tirade. I know I was screaming here, but folks, you people can't seem to read the writing on the wall. And when I mean you people, I'm talking about the American people. I saw these idiots, on the screen pissing their pants, and what is it, 10-degree weather out there. They got their stupid, little tears running down their face, freezing on their damn puss and their nostrils. Thinking that somehow, something great is going to happen here. This is just business as usual. What we need to do is come together as an American people and start understanding that our influence, our voice, our opinions do matter. But what's unfortunate is that most Americans really don't have an opinion about everything because most of them are a bunch of stupid, moronic buffooneries. And it's sad. It's just sad, folks. I mean, you can hear the crackle in my voice, for Christ's sake. It's just sad, damn it. Anyway, I'm sorry, folks. I'm jaded, You sit here and you watch the boob tube, and once again, folks, the only reason I watch the boob tube is because it's humorous to me. I find it more of an entertaining value. You see Fathead Oberman. You see that ridiculous, sour scowl of Matthews, Chris Matthews, and that stupid loudmouth, and that ridiculous laugh he's got. Rah, rah, rah. I mean, that's a stupid idiot laugh, and we're supposed to sit here and take this crap. I mean, these people were literally creaming in their pants on MSNBC. I hate to keep coming back to MSNBC, but I mean, if the media is going to sit here and try to sell to me that they are unbiased and then put these ass clowns on the television set and literally have a circle jerk, on the television screen saying, oh, yeah, Obama, it's great, everything's great, it's the greatest thing in American history, now we're going to change, and it's going to be a utopia, world peace is going to happen, the planets are going to align, and I mean, it's just horse crap. Anyway, folks, let's start talking about some real issues, all right? And I know there's a lot of you Obama ass clowns out there that are probably, perplexed at why I'm not taking a more positive approach. And, of course, I began this program on somewhat of a positive approach. But, folks, we have to continue to be critical here. Our economy is in jeopardy, and yet I have heard absolutely nothing from Barack Obama about how he's going to remedy this. All I've heard is initiatives that are going to be pushed that are borderline communistic, that are blatantly socialistic. And yet everybody in America is calling for them. Everybody is embracing it with open arms. Talking about bailout packages for the people, stimulus packages, checks quarterly for the next 2 years. I mean, is this what America is becoming? I talked on the last show about a specter looming over America. And folks, that specter is communism, folks, or a variant of communism, and they are using the tools of liberalism and feminism to implement this agenda, folks. And if you idiots want to call me, whatever you want to call me, that's fine, but you can't deny it, folks. I mean, here we are in a day and age where people are getting laid off by the numbers. I mean, we're hearing it every day. If you happen to, listen to the boob tube or read news on the AP or the Reuters or however you get your news and information, every day you're hearing about more and more people laying people off. Circuit City just recently ran out of business. They're just going to go bankrupt, belly up, liquidated all their crap, closing up shop. I mean, that's just one of a slew of different companies that have gone belly up or have taken their damn company and taken the American jobs and just flushed them down the toilet and sent them overseas. Now, we're sitting in America where we've got a whole bunch of unemployed people out here, and these are unemployed workers that have worked for a company and that were loyal, for a good 20, 30 years, sometimes 40, sometimes more than that. And they're out here, trying to get employment in an employment sector that is mostly service industry oriented, folks. And what the hell does that mean? For all you morons are like, service industry, what the hell's that? Well, service industry means that, bartenders, bus boys, waiters, that sort of thing, hair salons, masseuses, service, you provide a service industry-oriented economy. That's what we have. We have no manufacturing base whatsoever. So what the hell does that mean? That means there is no products being made in America that can secure jobs for at least a good 20 years like we used to. Remember those jobs? Remember when we were the bastion of manufacturing that everybody wanted to have an American product? And all of a sudden, for some reason, these multinational corporations, and this happened sometime in the 80s, folks. I mean, the 80s, we were on top of things. I mean, we were the manufacturing demagogues. I mean, we were just, I shouldn't say God, we were the manufacturing gods, I should say. For all you religious folks, I don't mean to, blaspheme, if you will. But I'm just trying to use an analogy here. We were King Kong of manufacturing. I mean, there was nobody who wanted anything else but American manufacturing goods. Just to prove this, back when old Red Russia was supposed to be, the evil empire and supposed to be somebody that we were supposed to be scared of out here, which we should be alert and we should be understanding that at any point they could, have some, vodka one day and go crazy and start releasing a couple of bombs or something. But that's besides the point. The point here is that, back then when the Communist Party in the 80s was ruling over Russia, and the poor people of Russia were crying and begging for bread at those bread lines, the communist government had little stores that were secret from everybody else out there in Russia. They had these little stores that, you had to be part of the communist government to get in. And once you got in there, what were they selling? What were they selling in these little secret stores? Well, they were selling nothing but American goods and American products and Western products. And I find it funny that here we are, we were fighting a Cold War with these idiots, and here they are, we're consuming our goods the whole damn time. What a bunch of hypocritic nimrods. But you see, folks, now what are we? Now what are we? We have become manufacturers to third world products. And we're embracing it. We're begging for it, folks. We're sitting here waxing our carrots for the latest technological gadget to come out of China. And what's funny to me is that us as the consumer, we don't educate ourselves to realize how much these companies that claim to be our friends every time they try to pimp something out to us on the television or on the internet or anything else, we don't realize or educate ourselves how much these idiots are actually buying these products on the wholesale end. And as a result, we end up paying 1,000% more than the actual hell. I mean, hell, even more. Sometimes it's, even more ridiculous than that. We don't manufacture anything anymore in America, folks. The only thing that we produce is cheeseburgers and entertainment. And, folks, we're even importing our beef now when it comes to this damn, when it comes to food. I mean, we used to at least have agriculture. We were the bastions of making good cows and good cheeseburgers and steaks and chickens and that sort of thing. With all these damn recalls and all this damn malarkey that's going out during the chicken flu and the avian flu and the monkey pox and the hoof and mouth and the mad cow and all this garbage, it opened my eyes to realize that, folks, we are eating, every time we go into one of these little, ridiculous fast food establishments, we are eating imported beef. So everything that we are consuming is imported, folks. All right? So if everything that we are consuming is imported, where in the blue hell are we going to get these jobs that Obama and everybody else is talking about creating here, okay? And that's my next criticism on Obama. How in the blue hell are you going to make jobs in America? Because don't get me wrong, folks. I mean, if somehow Barack Obama was going to wave some magic wand and he was able to create a whole bunch of jobs that were going to be secure here for the next 20 years, and they were going to be in mass amounts, we could build back our economy to some extent. We could provide opportunity instead of providing handouts, which what America used to provide. Remember that? Instead of handouts, we would provide opportunity. And those who seized opportunity were those who saved up, who were persistent, who took the risks, who tried to gamble for the American dream and succeeded. Do you think that opportunity is out here for you and I anymore, folks, based on this ridiculous economy that we're living in? People are wondering why they can't get a job out here. Folks, the jobs aren't here anymore. We are a service industry-based economy. You want to be a bartender? Huh? You want to go, wait tables? Because those jobs are everywhere in America. And what's even more unfortunate is that, the retail sales. Retail sales, they're even trying to, liquidate, or no, I shouldn't say liquidate, that's the wrong word, but they're trying to get rid of commission. When a salesperson goes out, busts his ass, goes out there and applies excessive linguistic pressure for somebody to buy a product, well, they got rid of commission. They got rid of the percentage that those folks make on every product that they sell. They got rid of it. So they base that now on an hourly wage. So where the hell is somebody with ambition, somebody with some sort of dream, some potential entrepreneur, where the hell are they supposed to raise capital, you idiots? How is this the America that we know? How is this the America that we grew up in? When we could have opportunity, when you could be born into nothing and make yourself something. Well, folks, those days are over. We are embracing, folks, and let me tell you, that's why I'm broadcasting right now, and I said this at the beginning of the program. This is a historic day. The inauguration of Barack Obama. And I know the historians are going to look back on everything, all audio, video, text, everything back in the archives. And when they come across this show, they better realize that Ghost was out here screaming mad, trying to save America. And nobody gave a crap. Everybody embraced this Fabian socialist garbage. This Karl Marx worshiping crap. Everybody just embraced it. They begged for it. They pleaded for it. They cried for it. And you see, folks, I blame all of you. I blame the American public. And that's why I say my slogan is, the American public sucks. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869 is the number to call if you have anything to say out there. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in to me live. And if you happen to listen to me in the archive, I strongly thank you as well. But, folks, the reason that I, came up with another podcast or another broadcast really quickly is because, folks, this is very important. Folks, we need to take control of our government. This is the American people's government. All right? Read the Constitution, you ass clown. All right? Better yet, you're on the Internet. You're listening to my voice. Right now, Google up or whatever search engine you use, search the damn American Constitution, print it out, and put it in your damn pocket. Put it in your damn pocket like you care. Because, folks, everybody right now doesn't give a crap. Everybody just, wants their payday. They want their handout. Nobody wants to work anymore out here. And you see the people that do want to work, and I'm not saying everybody doesn't want to work, but the people that do want to work can't work. They got to, go to a service industry job market, and they got to, compete with 30 million illegal immigrants in the same job sector who are undercutting them and degrading the cost of labor. And people are supposed to live on all this garbage. People are supposed to somehow, scour up a living. They're supposed to raise a family. Supposed to prosper under these conditions. Absolutely not. And that's why, even though this is a historic day on the racial front in America, we are witnessing, folks, a transition. And I hate to keep bringing this up, but, a lot of you idiot Americans don't really realize something unless it's repeated to you over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We are seeing a transition of what we knew of as a constitutional republic into something that is quasi-socialist or communist in nature. Now, if you're okay with that, well, you know what? All I can do is just exercise my freedom of speech while I still have it before you liberals decide to allow whatever government in power to wipe their derrieres with the Constitution and completely outlaw freedom of speech. And by that time, I'm sure all you idiots out here that have been, infested with liberalism and feminism in your noggin, all you idiots are going to be begging for your own freedom of speech to be taken away. I could just imagine right now y'all will be like, oh, yeah, go ahead, take my freedom of speech. I really don't care about it anyway. I really don't use it. I watch TV all the time. That's what I do. That's what you idiots just imagine right now. You American people. And you see, you think, that somehow, maybe some foreigners are going to watch our demise and feel some sort of sympathy towards us, Like some sort of foreigners are going to be like, oh, the Americans are going down. Look at them, they're withering from the inside out. Maybe we should help them. You're not going to get any help from no stupid foreigner. On the contrary, folks, and I strongly advise you, go out to these damn voice chat communities, these damn blogs, these chat rooms, these forums. These damn freaky little fuzzy little foreigners out here are out here actually embracing. They're just taking orgasmic pleasure in the destruction of America. And you should hear what they conjure up, they just can't believe it. They think it's a great idea. They think it's great that America is just being withered away. They're taking pleasure in it. So if you think some foreigner is going to help us, well, you got another thing coming, idiots. Anyway, Obama's inauguration day, huh? Once again, folks, I've made predictions, in the past couple of shows, and you can look back at those, and I have been a very good prognosticator of political events, and it's not because I'm some sort of clairvoyant psychic or prophet or anything of that nature. It's because, folks, I'm not an idiot, all right? I know most people are idiots, and when they realize that I've done a prognostication on this program, and they email me asking me how in the hell I did it, am I a psychic, am I this? Hey, it's common sense, you assholes. And I'm sorry, to use such vulgar language at you, but, you had John Turncoat McCain talking about straight talk. I'm giving you damn straight talk, folks. Take your head out of your ass. Start loving your country. Start loving America. We're not the superpower anymore, you idiots. I mean, don't you understand that we're sitting here, we're buying all these manufactured goods from China? And do you think that the Chinese people have like a capitalist system like America? No. So who is profiting off of all these manufacturing goods that are being exported out of China? Well, it's none other than the lovable characters of the Communist Party. Those are the idiots collecting all the money. They're the ones cashing in on all the manufacturing that we're buying out here in America. We're eating it up like lab rats running to food pellets. And what is the Chinese government doing with that money that we spend so selfishly on their goods? What do they do with all that American money they accumulate? Well, folks, they're buying nuclear weapons. All right? I'm not making this up. You idiots out there calling me a hyper-sensationalist, go take a look at all the arms deals that they're doing out here. All the weapons they're buying. Jets, tanks, missiles, nuclear weapons, arsenals, firearms. You name it, they're buying it. They're buying it up. They are also socially engineering their population to purposely have 5 men to every 1 woman in China. And they were able to do this based on this whole one-child policy. So if you happen to be a Chinese citizen, you can only have 1 child, and that's it. If you happen to, be pregnant twice or anything of that nature, they'll kill the damn kid. Or I don't know if the government now ties your tubes. I don't know. I don't care. I hate the communist government of China. I think they've oppressed the Chinese people for too long, and I think they're ridiculous. I think they're disgusting. And I'm really surprised that we're sitting here coddling their asses. But, what can we do at this point, folks? What can we do? We can't flex our muscles at China. Hell, you even got Russia flexing their muscles at us out here. I mean, and that's all we need, don't we, folks? We're out here muddled down in this ridiculous Middle Eastern conflict out here. All right, and you got this, Israel-Palestine situation, which isn't making anything any better for America. Israel decides, because the Palestinians are, gathering up all the, the firepower or the gunpowder out of Roman candles and putting it in a rocket and throwing it into Israel. We're just going to go ahead and just kill thousands of people with our, state-of-the-art guns and state-of-the-art tanks and this and that. I mean, I'm not trying to take sides here, all right? To be completely honest, folks, I don't think America should even give 2 rat's asses what happens during that situation anyway. I mean, why is it America's business at this point, all right? I understand maybe the Iraqi situation because we already had 1 war with this piece of trash, and at the same time, this idiot thought that he could continue to thumb his nose at America and continue to, test America's will. And even during the time when we were sitting there, in Afghanistan, he was still thumbing his nose at us. And we had to go in there and set precedent in the Middle East and provide some sort of democracy. But at this point, folks, the way that it was implemented, the way the military combat was strategized, all the generals of this theater of combat in Iraq should be slapped in the face with a fish, all right? I mean, they should be kicked in the balls, to be completely frank with you folks, because this has been a horrific attempt at a military combat situation. And I don't know what we're doing in Iraq at this point. I mean, it seems to me that we're doing whatever we can to make Iraq such a great country when we don't even have a great country here at home. Here we are, we're allowing Iraq, during the time when we were paying $5 a gallon of gas out here, and Iraq was capitalizing on $175 a barrel of oil on the world market, the Iraqi government was taking those oil fields that they have, selling the oil on the world market, and putting it in their bank accounts. Folks, they got over $100 billion in surplus. They have no debt. You want to know why they have no debt? Because America forced everybody they owed debt to wipe it out. So they have no debt, and yet the American people are incurring debt. The American people are incurring $1 trillion in debt. And you've got Barack Obama, everybody thinks he's the savior now because he's going to pull out of Iraq, right? I mean, not considering the fact that we're already $1 trillion in the hole in that situation, and it doesn't look like these idiots want to pay up. Even though that was one of the things that we, supposedly had in the bag for us going in there, right? Remember that? Oh, the oil revenues will pay for the war. Well, that really went out the window real quick, huh? I mean, hell, even the damn limeys, even the frogs, they even paid us back during World War II. I don't understand why the Iraqi government isn't being forced by our government to start either paying us back or, and this is an even better solution, why doesn't the Iraqi government just give us the oil out of their oil fields? And we'll cut it off their tab, of course. We're not just going to take it. We'll cut it off their tab, which is already $1 trillion accumulated, invested, and countless lives and atrocities of American blood out there. Why don't they just give us the oil pro bono, or we'll cut it off their tab, and we'll start making those OPEC idiots. Those turban-wearing idiots that, every time the market goes down and oil goes down in price, these idiots are like, oh, what we are going to do is we are going to cut production by 1.5 million barrels so we can see the market go back up and we can make more money and I can buy more cattle and I can fly in more carpets. This is what you're doing, folks. I mean, if we, as American people, were more insightful about the things that are going on around here, we could force our politicians to take this action. And forcing the Iraqi parliament, or this makeshift governing body, to start paying us back either in cash or in oil, well, not only, if they happen to pay us in oil, OPEC would shake in their boots and wouldn't know what to do, and they'd start crying, which I would like, because I hate these oil-producing countries. They're pieces of trash. And, I hate them. I think they're enemies to America. But not only would it do that, it would instill integrity in the American economy because, folks, the American dollar isn't worth diddly. You've got European countries' currency that are surpassing the American currency. Not too long ago, they were only exclusively accepting at some of these high-end retail stores in New York City, they were only exclusively accepting euro dollars as opposed to American money in America, in New York City. Just imagine you go into a store, you got, a fistful of Benjamins, and they're telling you that ain't worth toilet paper. Folks, that's the position we're in out here. The only people that believe that our currency is really worth anything is us, because we're stupid. We don't know what's going on out here. And that's why when I see these people crying and, getting on their knees and praising, Barack Hussein Obama like he's the savior and he's going to just make money grow on trees and, give out Cadillacs and, whatever the hell these people think. You can look on YouTube and see the type of obnoxious absurdities that these idiots believe that are going to happen because Barack Obama is now president. But, folks, none of this stuff's going to happen, folks. And let me tell you, and I hate to be the bearer of, sour grapes out here. I don't want to be a party pooper. I know that, we're having a great inaugural ball that was worth about $100 million of our tax-paying money. Who cares? We're in debt anyway, right? They had this great inaugural ball, and, they hooked up all this ridiculous malarkey. I mean, folks, is this a constitutional republic or is this a damn monarchy? I mean, literally, folks. I mean, what is going on here in America? And then you got Barack Obama initiating these so-called, I don't even know what you want to call it, economic stimulus packages out here. Talking about giving stimulus packages quarterly for the next 2 years. I mean, how is this a remedy to Americans' economic problems out here? You got these stupid Democrats talking about, oh, yeah, we're going to bring green jobs to America. Green jobs, yay. Green jobs, are you kidding me? Where in the blue hell are green jobs going to come from, folks? I mean, what, we're just going to start manufacturing, solar energy? Folks, if you people don't realize, solar energy is an expensive piece of machinery. I mean, to house a family of four, to electrify a family of four, you're going to legitimately need a $50,000 solar energy system, and you're still going to be hooked into the grid. you're still going to be hooked into the damn system. So, I mean, I don't understand, what, I don't know, solar is obviously not something that's going to be an alternative here. So, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to wind energy? I mean, is there wind, everywhere in the world? I mean, enough wind to power a family of three's home? I mean, no, folks. I mean, let's be realistic here. We need jobs. What we need to do is we need a president to grow some balls and, go to these damn these countries that we have these imbalanced foreign trade deals with that are always in favor of the foreign entity as opposed to America. And we need to take those back to the debating table. We need to go the negotiating table. We need to renegotiate these trading deals. Second thing we need to do is we need to start manufacturing something. We need to start make an initiative to invent some things. We need investment in small businesses. We definitely need an emphasis of some sort of innovation, folks, because, I don't foresee us going back to manufacturing and textiles at this point because, it's just impossible. We've already opened up a genie with cheap labor in China. Your Chinese people are sitting here at 15 cents an hour, and the American people are supposed to compete with that on the world market. So we can't go back, folks. That genie ain't going back in that bottle. All right? If we tell these multinational corporations, hey, we want you to bring the manufacturing jobs back to America, they're going to say, you know what, F you, we don't need America. We're going to move our headquarters to China. All right? We don't need your business. China's 1 billion people. What are y'all? 250 million people. I mean, this is the mentality that we're dealing with, folks. This is why I put an emphasis on the multinational corporations that control this country, because they're the ones puppeteering this mechanism of government. They're the ones that are doing all this harm to our country. They're the ones that are trying to make our country implode from within because they benefit. They benefit by ruining America and making America a third world nation out here, because that's exactly where we're headed, folks. What is a third world nation? You look at third world nations and ask, why is there third world nations? You look at the South America during the 70s and 80s. A lot of third world nations out there. Then you had, people that found out that they could make money off of the cocaine market, and they started making a little money. We had to suppress that because obviously we couldn't let drug cartels start dictating foreign policy. But outside of drugs, what else were these folks supposed to do as far as cultivating some sort of product or industry or something so that they can get their third world nation out of third world status? Well, they had to produce something, folks. That's what made a third world nation a third world nation. They didn't produce diddly. And you see, folks, you look at a third world nation and compare it to what is happening right here in America, there is no difference. The only difference is we've got a dumbed-down people that believe that this orchestration of bureaucratic dominance of what is the American government is somehow legitimately for the people. Anyway, folks, I know that all this for the people talk, I guess most of you liberals, you cringe at it, It's like I'm scratching my nails on a chalkboard or something whenever I talk about for the people. That's what's so funny about liberals and feminists. You try to talk, debate, legitimate discourse about certain subject matters, and right all of a sudden, once you start questioning their ideology and its agenda, they want to silence you, folks. This is why I'm telling you, this is the authoritarian that is the root foundations of liberalism and feminism, folks. Feminism was founded on Marxism. If you look at the principles of modern-day feminism and compare it to the lingo that you'll find in the Communist Manifesto, it's almost verbatim. And then we wonder why these people are so authoritarian. I'm talking about feminists and liberals. Then we wonder why, liberals want to, if things don't go a liberal's way, they'll do whatever it takes to sabotage your way so it can make their way that much better. Folks, this is a very complicated scheme of political ideals. And I think that we need to get our head out of our asses. We need to put down the television sets. That's why I'm saying, folks, please, save yourself some, save yourself some money and save yourself some propaganda being fed in your home 24 hours a day, and drop the cable bill. Just drop it. You don't need it. Get a broadband access, a broadband connection to the internet, and you can get any show you want to. You can watch movies on the internet now. I mean, you got Netflix that are just offering instant downloads, or I don't mean to be, sorry, I didn't mean to plug Netflix. I don't have a membership there. I don't like that place. If you want to endorse anybody, folks, if you want to help out True Conservative Radio, please click a couple of links that you're seeing right around this broadcast. Just click a couple of links, visit those sponsors. But anyway, back to the show here. I am no way saying anything about Netflix. What I'm saying is that you can drop the cable bill. You can drop the cable bill, and you can just go ahead and initiate, your form of entertainment through the internet, folks. Broadband access eliminates the need for cable television. And on the internet, that's what's so beautiful about the internet. You get to pick and choose what content you want. You're not forced by some gatekeeper at some stupid cable company on, okay, we'll go ahead and let this channel on this channel, and we'll go ahead and let this network on this channel, and we'll go ahead and get rid of this network because they're not paying us enough, or we'll not add this network because it's too conservative, or no. You don't get none of that on the internet, folks. You get to choose what you want to listen to. And that's why I see folks in the chat room live right now, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me, folks, because I know you don't have to, because I know you have a legitimate choice to go elsewhere. I'm not like these ass clowns on television, like, Christopher Idiot Matthews, or that fathead Keith Olbermann, where, they're so pompous and so blatant about their bias. And they know that their jobs are so secure because they're the only game in town in cable television news. So that's why I'm strongly advising all the folks out there to get rid of that cable bill. Get rid of it. Save your money. And if your kids piss and moan about it, tell them to go read a damn book. Seriously, folks, this is what's ruining America. This feminist, liberal agenda that is being shoved down our holes. I mean, what is the media? Media does nothing but desensitize our moral fiber. They justify teen pregnancy. They justify violence. They justify sexual deviantness. They justify this crap all on the media, all in the movies, all on the music entertainers. They are implanting suggested ideas into our head, and we don't even know it, folks. That's how dangerous liberalism and feminism is, folks. It's dangerous, damn it. It's a disease. Start thinking for yourself, damn it. Start thinking about freedom. Start loving the Constitution. When Barack Obama took his inaugural little ceremony today, and he swore to uphold the Constitution. We need to hold their feet to the fire on this. Every president, every congressman, everybody on the local level, we need to hold their feet to the fire that they're going to help preserve and implement the Constitution to its fullest extent, and not wipe their ass with it or justify the suspension of it. Because it'll be a cold day in hell, folks, if I'm going to sit here and be quiet when they suspend the Constitution. How about you? Are you going to be one of these stupid bedwetting liberals that are going to be like, oh, it's okay. It's okay if they suspend the Constitution? It's crap, folks. It's crap. And if you're one of these idiots crying, creaming in your pants, thinking it's a great day today because Barack Obama's president and the light is shining and all this crap, folks, just expect more of the same, folks. Expect more of the same. Barack Obama is not ending the war. Barack Obama is going to extend the war. He's already said it many times, and you idiots think that he's a damn humanitarian peace lover or something. He's already said he's going to go into Pakistan, you idiot. There's not going to be no peace here, you idiots. Wake up! Stop drinking the damn Kool-Aid! And if you happen to be listening to me with a couple of people and there's somebody right there listening in and they're a little cockeyed about me saying this about Barack Obama, please give them a smack to the face. Please smack them in their mouth and say, hey, do you love this country? Do you love America? Well, then stop masturbating to a cult of personality and start worrying about your liberties, you stupid moron. I mean, put the freaking fork down. Stop eating. Sorry, folks. I know I'm getting out of hand here, and I didn't mean to say that F word there. I know people are probably looking at me and can't believe that I'm saying that. I'm sorry, folks, but I'm tired, damn it. I'm tired of seeing my damn country just wither itself away. And that's why I do this broadcast. I know that this broadcast isn't going to give me any kind of big-time money or I'm going to sit here and become some sort of broadcasting phenom. That's not what I'm expecting. What I'm hoping for is that you folks that listen to this broadcast, it sparks some synapses in the brain out there and starts making you think about, hey, wait a minute. This guy's screaming. This guy is talking passionately. Well, what is he doing all this for? I'm doing it for America, to preserve the integrity of America. I'm doing it for the Constitution. What are you idiots doing it for? What are you idiots justifying this transition into socialism for? And folks, I strongly advise you, go to the damn blogs, go to the chat rooms, go anywhere where people communicate about politics. You've got Americans, starting to second guess, Karl Marx, maybe he was right. He's not that bad of a guy. This ain't the Cold War anymore. We have to start thinking about new ideas. I'm serious, folks. This is blatant out here. I strongly advise you, do your own research. Search the blogs. Search the chat rooms. You got American people, Americans, trying to sit here and say, Karl Marx, maybe he was right. Maybe we should just go and just become some authoritarian Maoist communist crap. And it's just ridiculous, all right? It's just absolutely disgusting to me. I just don't understand it. And all I want to do is preserve America, folks. Maybe you people don't give a crap about America, all right? I'm trying to provide substance upon substance out here, folks. And if you listen to the archives, we've had a variety, a whole array of different debates about subject matters, especially those on a true conservative nature. And I know that there's a lot of people, and I'm seeing it right here in this chat room, they're criticizing me about screaming and hollering and doing this and doing that. Folks, what do you want me to do? Huh? You want me to pussy pamper you? Is that it, huh? You want me to talk real softly and real meekly like some little feminist, muff diving teacher or something? Are you okay? Is that what you want? You want me to, you want me to pat you on the back for doing nothing? It's okay. You're a good do nothing. That's great. Yeah. I'm not going to do that, you stupid idiots. I'm going to tell you how it is. And if you don't like it, well, then obviously you're a liberal, feminist, Karl Marx worshiping, Gloria Steinem, muff-diving piece of crap. I'm not going to sit here and give you some pussy pampering crap. I'm giving you straight talk. I love this country. I love the Constitution. But most people are more worried about shoveling food down their gullet, damn it. Most people are worried about getting a $4,000 plasma screen TV. More people are worried about buying crap on plastic and not even owning it. More people are worried about other crap than their family, than their government, than their freedom, than their Constitution. All these things have taken a back seat
to filthy materialism and self-indulgence. And there's nothing wrong with self-indulgence, folks, but look at the extreme it's gone to. Look at the decadence. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, we are not far away. We are not far away from male prostitutes hanging out across the street from elementary schools, folks. I mean, we are not far from this. We are not far from, teaching homosexuality to kindergartners out here. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get why we just can't worry about preserving the American principle. What is the American principle, folks? Freedom. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Preserving those rights. Our forefathers were keenly aware about such garbage that could inflame the senses of those out here that are completely stupid and ridiculously, pathetically ignorant out here. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on a tirade. I should be checking out the switchboard here, seeing if there's anybody calling. I think I missed a few. Give me a call, 646-652-4869, if you have anything to say. Once again, you are listening to True Conservative Radio. I'm the host, the man they call Ghost, and like I said, folks, there's no party lines here. There's no Republican. There's no Democrat. It's the same crap, different plate. It's true conservatism. It's people who love the Constitution, people who have some sort of moral integrity and don't believe that the social ills should be the social norms, which has been the situation here in today's reality. We don't believe in this crap. And I'm not going to sit here and stay quiet. Like I said, folks, I'm going to continue to talk about things that I believe in. And you should too, folks. You're an American. Practice your First Amendment rights. Because once again, this government was made for the people and by the people. But if we sit here and not preserve our rights as human beings out here, this little internet broadcast of me trying to holler about our liberties and our freedoms, it's nullified. It's moot. It makes no difference. If you're just going to sit there and wax your carrot and think it's a great day in the neighborhood out here, what difference does it make? I don't know. I have no idea, folks. 646-652-4869. I'm just sick and tired of this ridiculousness that's happening in America, this blatant liberalism, this blatant feminism out here. I'm telling you right now, if you look at the youth of America, all right, and I've said this over and over again, but folks, I'm exposed to young people every time I walk outside my door out here because they're everywhere. People have been shitting out kids like they're going out of style. I'm telling you that these kids, they look like they popped out of the anal passage of Ricky Martin. These are some fruity-ass kids that we're raising out here, and it's not because of anybody else but the parents. But you see, when you've got a social environment that embraces single parents as some sort of an achievement, if you're a single parent nowadays, we're supposed to give you $1,000 for, doing something great for society or something. It's ridiculous. But, that's the mentality we've adapted as a society that, we should just praise single parents. Single parents is not a good thing, folks. And if you happen to have been raised by a single parent, you should probably know what I'm talking about. It's not nice. You have to suppress a lot of, things that are within you, and kind of pass it off and nullify it as no big deal. And it is a big deal, folks. When you don't have the balance of a true family life, it is a big deal. But when you have feminists and liberals socially engineering this crap to make people believe that, it's okay, single parents, it's woman liberation. women being sexually promiscuous and hopping from penis to penis to penis. Oh, that's woman liberation. I mean, this is the feminist movement, folks, and let me tell you, I appreciate women. I have a lot of respect for women out here. I can't believe that this feminist movement has done nothing but degrade women into reducing themselves into subliminal prostitutes, folks, because that's what it is. I mean, look at these modern-day feminist artists that are out here in music. Beyonce Knowles, what is she saying? Oh, this ass could be yours if the price is right. And, of course, who is she going out with? That peanut head-looking idiot, Jay-Z, who thinks she's got more money than sense. And, that's who she went for. I mean, her agenda was obvious. She's a, prostitute. Same with Britney Spears. Even though her actions don't, they don't match up with what she sings about, because she ended up, marrying some pathetic loser with 2 kids already, and ended up having 2 kids with that idiot. Ended up having to pay that idiot alimony, and I mean, just all kinds of garbage. But that's the flip side of that coin. You see? I mean, nobody put a gun to her head there. But that's the point, though, folks. I mean, this is the new feminist movement. And what did Britney Spears show in that little relationship? Oh, I can just go ahead, get married, use marriage as a trivial concept. I can go ahead and shit out 2 kids and never put them in child restraints or any type of car seats, and hang them by their necks when I'm, out there shopping for my next badass scantily clad dress that shows my, borderline underage look and all this garbage. This is feminism right there. That is the feminist movement. And I strongly advise everybody, if there's anybody who's a Gloria Steinem fan, I hate Gloria Steinem. I think she's the most despicable piece of trash that ever walked the face of the planet. I would advise you to please email her these shows, because she is the root foundation of the reason why women are basically submitted to their own subliminal prostitution. Instead of being courted and romanced and actually feeling genuine love. There's no love out here anymore, folks. There's no faithfulness out here. I don't hear any of this talked about in the inaugural speech. I don't hear anything about family, or I don't hear anything of that nature. I just don't understand it, folks, I just don't understand it. Anyway, we got, we had a caller, but unfortunately they hung up. If you happen to, want to call in, I know that there's some folks in the email out there, and most of my audience is on podcast. They actually broadcast and, download and, listen it in their little iPod or whatnot. But, give me a call, 646-652-4869, if you happen to be listening to me live right now. And we've got, some people in the chat room. And I wanted to give a shout-out to some of those folks in there. Wing It 49, Something Relevant, Carol 57. We got a couple of guests. We had several guests coming in. I wanted to say thank you for tuning in with me. This is a spontaneous edition of the True Conservative Radio Show. Once again, I usually have my shows during these times, and they're pretty sporadic. And the reason I don't have them on a consistent basis is because, I got a life. And, I'm a business owner and that sort of thing, so I got to sit here and conduct these broadcasts in between my hectic life. Of course, I've raised children. I've got grandchildren. I've got a great wife who, is a great partner and who's been with me since day one, and who's going to be with me till the day I die. And I think that everybody here, should be doing that. That should be the bane of everybody's existence. Everybody should try to achieve finding their soulmate that they can grow old with and they can, raise children with, instill conservative values in, and so on and so forth. But at this point, folks, and I hate to keep harping on the Disney Channel and all the propaganda and all this garbage, but you take a look at the Disney Channel, folks, and take a look at what they're trying to feed your children as normal family life. And I have been written by a variety of different children television shows because I've talked about many of them in this program, and they threaten a lawsuit against me if I continue to talk about them because somehow I'm providing some sort of negative connotation by just stating the obvious about their content. But you know what? I don't really give a crap. I'm going to continue to state it anyway. You look at this Disney Channel, or you look at the Nickelodeon, you look at any of this garbage, what are they trying to shove down your young one's face? They're showing them, like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which I've brought up many times on this program. And people ask why I bring that program up so many times. Well, because it's a horrific show, folks. I mean, it's a horrific show packaged up into children's fluff. You got two twin boys. This is what this damn show's about. Two twin boys who live in a hotel with their single mother. And the reason that they live in a hotel with their single mother is because their mother is a damn lounge act singer. I mean, I couldn't make this crap up. And the whole show is, the content of it is of these two twin boys. They go around and cause all kinds of rambunctious mischief all over the damn hotel. And then, everybody else is looking after these children except for the mother. The mother's out there, trying to look for something that looks good in a leather jacket so, she can have it in, penetrate her, or trying to look for another penis to whack off, or whatever she's doing something else. These kids are out here in this ridiculous hotel getting in all kinds of crap, doing all kinds of mischief, and this is what your children this is what they're watching. This is what they're watching, and then we wonder why our children are getting in so much mischief. Then we wonder why our children are getting these ideas that are so warped at such a young age out here. Folks, you can look. I strongly advise you look at that show, and you're going to be disgusted. Another show, and then these people email me, but I don't even want to get into that. Another show, Zoe 101. Now, for all you folks that have listened to the broadcast, sometime last year, the star of that show, Jamie Lynn Spears, which happens to be Britney Spears' little sister, is the star of this program. And unfortunately, my granddaughter at the time, she was a big fan of this show, and I made sure that, my child who, her parent, I made sure that they don't no longer let my granddaughter watch this program anymore because, I don't mean to rekindle this story for the folks that are listening in and already know, but Jamie Lynn Spears gets pregnant, and it was a national media story. It was all over the air, And me, I'm a news junkie. Even though I think that the mainstream media is a joke, I still watch it for entertainment purposes. But lo and behold, Jamie Lynn Spears, which happens to be at the time my granddaughter's hero, this is a 5-year-old little girl here, and here she is on the boob tube on MSNBC, CNN. She's pregnant. Here's my granddaughter watching her on Nickelodeon, and she's her hero out here, a 5-year-old girl, and her little hero is pregnant at 15 years old. And you see, folks, what did Nickelodeon do? Instead of yanking those shows off the air and saying that, Jamie Lynn Spears is a Jezebel and a disgrace, oh, no, they put out this press release that, it's a great thing that Jamie Lynn Spears is going to shit out a kid as a teenager. And it's okay that she got impregnated by somebody over the age of 20. Aw, how cute. This is what Nickelodeon did, folks. And I had to sit here, folks, and let me tell you, it is one of the most horrible things I've ever had to do in my life. An attempt to backpedal and an attempt to skirt around the issue when my granddaughter was asking me, how her hero, Jamie Lynn Spears, got pregnant.
I mean, I mean, you know, I didn't know what to say. I mean, I was stumbling over my own tongue like John Edwards trying to explain hospice adultery to a bunch of cancer victims. I mean, I didn't know what the hell to say. I mean, I was stumbling, and I just had to, you know, try to, you know, divert her attention into something else. I felt ridiculous. But you see, this is modern America. These are the conversations that you have to have with your 5-year-old in modern-day liberal feminist America. And this is my point, folks. And this is why, you know, I know this is Inauguration Day, and everybody thinks it's great, and you know, it's old kingdom come and all this garbage. But, folks, we have a lot of problems. Not only are we morally bankrupt, we're economically bankrupt, and it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. Anyway, 646-652-4869. We've got a caller here. Don't really have a number. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm willing to aspects of the feminine movement, although it's not my favorite movement. I do tend to equate it to a bowel movement, but I'll discuss it with you nonetheless, as long as you don't scream and shout and let me make my point, because I think
go right ahead.
We're fairly singularly minded on this issue.
Okay.
The feminist movement, upon its inception, was based, and you know how they say the road to hell is paved with good intention? It was based on good intention, okay? And then they brought in Gloria Steinem. Miss Steinem, much like Oprah Winfrey, is just a closet lesbian. That's all she is. And, you know, just like Oprah.
I couldn't agree with you more. Go ahead.
And Oprah is a lesbian, and if anyone has a problem with that, well, then you need to look at her history. Any normal heterosexual woman who has desires as a normal heterosexual woman seeks to get married and then, in turn, to procreate with that man that she loves and makes that covenant with.
Exactly.
The greatest joy you can have is to procreate with the man that you love. Because Oprah has chosen to do neither one of these things, and at that point you have to stop and look and go, okay. Because let's face it, actions speak louder than words.
I believe so. And I always say that on this program.
When it comes to the feminist movement, initially they were built and incepted upon a ground that if women had equal education, then they should be able to make equal pay in the field with that equal education as a man. And I don't think you disagree, Ghost. I think that's pretty fair.
No, absolutely not.
If she does the time, she gets the education, she puts in that hard work to get that degree, when she goes out into the working field, she ought to be able to have equal pay. Can we agree on that?
I agree with that.
Great. Okay, that was the inception of the feminist movement. Then you had Roe v. Wade. Then you had lesbianism. Then you had all these other issues that came in and mired what was originally a very good concept. Okay, so the feminine movement of today, actually, back in the 1970s, the feminine movement was completely and utterly destroyed by liberal mindset. And nowadays, when you say the feminist movement, the first thing that comes to a conservative heterosexual woman's mind when you say feminist movement is, oh, not those bunch of gay women. We don't even want to hear them. They're like Code Pink. We don't even want to hear from them. They're
Absolutely.
just trash. They're garbage. You know, we don't want to hear it.
Well, you know, I've actually given much kudos to the suffrage movement, is what you're referring to when it comes to the trying to give women, or giving women the right to work, right to vote, and equal pay, equal rights. But you're completely right, and I completely agree with you when it comes to Gloria Steinem and this liberal, communist, authoritarian in nature type of movement kind of hijacked what the suffragettes, basically did for women. I think that it's actually thrown women back, back in the old days when they were prostitutes, because that's what women are at this point. You know, most women, not all women. I mean, I have a lot of conservative women who are family women who understand that, you know, they need to nurture their children, and their man needs to implement his
version of the balance of a family life, and understand that a two-parent family system is the only way to raise a child properly and to help facilitate a future generation. But when this liberal or feminist sect, if you will, of Gloria Steinems and all these other lesbians or closet lesbians or man-haters or anything of that nature, I think that it basically, I mean, can we agree to this? It turned women into their own pimps.
I can agree with you to a degree, and I bring this issue up quickly, and I won't take any more of your time up.
Okay.
My mother is living proof that you can be a feminist and a Christian woman, and let me give you the definition of a feminist and a Christian woman. This is a woman who was married, obviously, heterosexually, and had 2 children, myself being one. She had a high school diploma. She never went to college, and she worked. She started out working in a bank part-time when I went in, being the youngest, when I went into kindergarten. She began to work part-time to supplement the income because she could see that our quality of life would be better if she did so. And quite frankly, my mother is an extremely intelligent and industrious woman. And she saw no need to sit around idly in a home when she could go out and was given a full range of a job to get within the city. She took it, and she eventually worked her way up. My mother eventually became one of the creators of what you know as an automated teller machine, which is now known as an ATM, where you go and get money outside of banks. My mother helped create them.
Wow.
With just a high school diploma. She never went to college. Not 1 minute did she ever go to college. And she worked hard, and she worked longer hours, and she felt the pain of that separation. She felt that she did not have enough time with us as children in the home, that she was not an appropriate wife and an appropriate mother, when in fact she was an absolute inspiration to me as a little girl because not only was she a good woman and an honest woman and a hard-working woman, our home was always in order. There was love, there was God, there was discipline.
Okay.
That, sir, is a true feminist. Going to God, celebrating and respecting your family, respecting your children, and praising the Lord as these benefits were handed, and using the godly discretion that a Christian woman uses to make her life decisions that made her a success. And eventually my father, who was a teacher and a coach, she doubled his salary in a year. And
wow.
We made sacrifices, and she would take the bus to work. She would drive the bus. She would take the bus downtown to save that extra $5 or $10 or $20 or $25 every week to get my brother and I something special that we wanted. And she may save up for 6 or 8 months, but we got it. We just didn't get it on demand. We were taught life is not about demand. Life is about if you want it, you work for it. Have some pride, have some class, but most importantly, have some education. And that, Ghost, is a true feminist.
Well, I wish that was definitely the universal definition of a feminist, but unfortunately, and we can agree to this, that the mainstream how can I put it, the mainstream mindset of what feminism is what I always discuss on this program, which is an embracing of sexual promiscuousness and the ruining of the sanctity of marriage, trivializing childbirth, monetizing childbirth for that matter. I can go on and on. But what you described was definitely something that I could definitely agree with. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with feminism if that was the universal definition.
I would absolutely agree with you, but then you get into the second generation. You've heard about my mother, okay? You get into the secondary generation. I grew up in the 80s, which is a very different feminist movement. I was given the benefit and privilege of being able to go and get a college education. But I worked while I went to college. I didn't go on a full ride. I worked all through college. And I got my degree, but see, I got involved in that feminist movement there at Florida State University. And I got involved with it and the whole burning of the bra and a woman needs a man like she needs, like a fish needs a bicycle. I got into the Gloria Steinem movement. And I can tell you, not a smart move. Not a smart move. Not a smart move at all. And it took many, many years for the mistakes that I made and the decisions, those powerful life decisions that I allowed to be influenced by liberal thinking and liberal action to come to its fruition. And when it did, it was rock bottom, baby.
But don't you believe, though, that a lot of the rock bottom situations, the one that you described here, is basically taking place in most feminist, or at least subconsciously feminist women in America? They're putting themselves in situations, basing their whole life decisions on impulsive, emotionally based, erratic, ideological nonsense like Gloria Steinem and that sort of thing. I mean, don't you think that there's some harsh repercussions for that? Some of those women may view that as even more disdain for the man. How did you view, seeing rock bottom, so to speak, or whatever you described?
First of all, instead of going into my first marriage under the blessing of the Lord, I did it in the modern way. I lived with him and then I married him. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for everybody. It was not a good idea for me because I didn't take the marriage seriously. I didn't take the vows seriously. I didn't take anything that happened on that day because I didn't want to marry him. I did it under pressure. I did it to please, and I didn't really want to marry the guy. So here you have this ultimate, what they call the eternal battle between good and evil. That's exactly what the situation was. And it was as simple as this. When I chose worldly influences, music, television, worldly indoctrination, and theology, I found that I no longer held the intellectual curiosity to go and learn and learn. I quit craving to learn, and I became complacent and lazy and selfish.
I can agree to that. That's most liberals and feminists in modern-day America.
So there's now a marriage ruined, 2 children who now go to 2 different households, and they paid a price. You see what I'm saying? They paid a price, and these are the stories one hears afterwards. It's, no, you empowered yourself. Okay, so my ex-husband was a scumbag, and he was. Nonetheless, it's not about me and him. We were adults that acted foolishly. The issue here is about these 2 young, defenseless children who are going to pay the price of this for the rest of their life. And I'm only this, that at least in 2004, 2005, you can get a divorce. A child can be from a divorced family, and it's not a stigma. And actually what's more sickening is that if a child is from a dual-parent home, if they're from a home where both parents are married, they're considered to be the outcasts, the oddballs, the weirdos.
I completely agree. I've been talking about that for the whole couple of years that this show's been on the air. And, that seems to be the majority. Single-parent families are the majority, and if you happen to be a child of a couple that's been together since day one, all of a sudden you look like the red-headed, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten stepchild.
Absolutely. So the points that you're making are very legitimate and valid points, and I agree with you on 99.9% of what you have said. There's only 1% that I disagree with, and that is this. I now spend my time, I'm a journalist, and I also spend my time helping in defense cases for political activists who are speaking out and going out against the new regime. And whether people want to believe it or not, they've heard the words fairness doctrine, and they laugh about it. Oh, it's conspiracy talk, it's conspiracy theory, it's not ever going to happen. I'm telling you, it is alive and well. It has already began to take place. What you have not seen yet is the proliferation. But soon you will see, and it will begin to occur more and more prominently, and it will be much like the American citizens, the old adage of the frog. If you want to make frog legs, okay, you put a frog in a pot of water that's boiling hot, he's going to jump out. But if you put him in a pot that's lukewarm and just turn up the heat gradually, he'll boil to death. Think about that, because that is what's going on with our country. We are slowly being boiled.
And we're willingly doing it. We want it to happen. You know, people are embracing it. I mean, did you see it today? It was ridiculous. Oh, are you there?
I will say this.
Oh.
I will say this much. Due to my own religious beliefs, he is now the president of our country, and I will pray for him every single day, because that is what I believe is the right thing to do. Does he frighten me? Believe it or not, no. Barack Obama does not frighten me nearly as much as Joe Biden does. And I can't tell you why. When I look at Joe Biden's eyes, something just seems askew there. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. It's just an idiotic thing, really. It's just an idiotic thing. There's something about Joe Biden that every time I look at him, I just feel like weird. I feel really weird about that guy.
Yeah, I agree.
even sat down and watched a biography about him today. You know how the biography channels are. They're always very complimentary.
Certainly.
Unless you're Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer. But generally they're fairly, complimentary. And I was watching it about him, but I'm telling you, there's something about that guy. There's just something about him. And I'm not saying that Obama's great. He's certainly not a messiah by any stretch of the imagination. If he's a messiah, then so am I.
He's not going to do this country any. I mean, maybe he may help certain issues, but I mean, America needs a lot of work, and I just don't think he's provided enough solutions or attempted to provide solutions to benefit us to the point where we can retain our superiority as the superpower status that we enjoyed for so long.
I just felt like, and I did, I decided just out of plain curiosity, again, I'm a journalist, so I'm always curious, always curious. That's what brought me into your show. I'm curious, wanted to seek it out, wanted to listen, wanted to see what it was about. So I watched the whole inauguration today. I watched the balls and usually when I say I watch the balls, it's in a whole different connotation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I get in private conversation about my husband. But when I watched everything, but here's the thing, I found myself watching actions, physical actions, really, really intently, just to see, just to do it, just for the mere sake of it was there and I wanted to watch it. There was a completely, Barack Obama is I don't know, I just see the guy not as a messiah, but I just see him as a shell, a vessel. I don't see him as being like this great evil. For some reason, Biden is what, I don't know what it is about Biden. There's something about Joe Biden that just gives me the creeps.
And it wasn't very.
Tell you what it is.
It wasn't very comforting when he was saying to those crowds of Democrats that he mark his word that Barack Obama is going to be tested within the first 6 months of his presidency. I thought that was rather eerie, and I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but if he knows something from sitting in on all those intelligence briefings and, you know, committee briefings and that sort of thing. Why he was doing that to raise campaign funds through some of the liberal elite was beyond me.
I'm just not quite sure what it is. Like I said, Joe Biden gives me the creeps. I cannot tell you why. I've watched his biography. I've read about him. I even go to Alex Jones's, the conspiracy guy. You know.
Oh, yeah. Let me
and
tell you,
that guy is a complete and total anti-Semite, and be very careful what you believe. And I guess there is a guy on Blog Talk Radio that does a show on here that actually went to school with Alex Jones. I'm not going to say the guy's name. He does a conservative political show in the early evening. All I'm saying is this guy went to high school with Alex Jones. And if you ever get the chance to find out who I'm talking, ask him about Alex Jones, and you will find that the man Alex Jones is today perfectly fits in with who he was as a teenager.
Oh, man. Well, let me tell you, I was out here in Texas hearing him with bullhorns in the 90s before he became this big alternative media movement messiah.
9/11 was his prostitute, baby. He is a 9/11 pimp.
He sure
is. He has crawled up on the shoulders of so many innocent dead people in order to make huge profit off of it. And this is the same man who I called into a show one day because I just had a simple question, and my question was this. You profess to be a born-again Christian, and you believe in God, you believe in salvation, but you make documentaries, you run a radio show, you have a TV station. Never once do you ever talk to anyone about becoming a Christian or the plan to salvation. And anyone who's a Christian will tell you that's our first job. So if he's really a Christian, where's the actions? I see the words, where's the actions? You know what he told me? I'm not going to make this a religious show, lady. You're not going to skew me from what the government's doing to us. Oh, my gosh, if you're not on one side, you have to be on the other.
Well, you know, I actually called out Alex Jones several times on this program. I mean, I've said many things about him. I've called him a fearmonger. I called him somebody who provides no solutions. I called him out and said he talks all this malarkey about government conspiracies and how we shouldn't believe anybody, and everybody's out to get us, and the Federal Reserve is just an evil organization that wants to implement authoritarian martial law, and yet here's this moron making documentaries, selling advertising on a radio show, writing books, making appearances, and making all this money based on this hyper-sensationalism and this hysteria. And if this was really happening, if all these conspiracy theories, and believe me, he goes in about 85,000 different directions, but even if they were real, why doesn't this moron ever provide any kind of solution other than, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back after this message?
Well, and there's a gentleman even here within Blog Talk Radio community that does a quote-unquote religious show. And I got to tell you, if could, and I can't, but I would love to call this man out. And Ghost, you might be my guy to do it. I'm going to send you a private message telling you the guy's name, his show, what times it's on, and the points that I have. And I would love to hear you go into his show and just gut a fish. Just gut him like a fish.
Do you have a show or anything? Do you have anything to plug? We got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the program.
I'm sorry. No, I used to do a show, and I just quit. I wanted to become a listener and a participant.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, thank you for calling. What's your name? If you call in next time, we'll know who you are, or your screen name.
My screen name is something relevant, even though that's an oxymoron. Not much I say is actually relevant. I just thought it was funny.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Ghost. Have a great night.
You too. Well, that was some pretty good discourse on, versions of feminism, and, I definitely agreed with what she had to say about her mother being a feminist, and, how Something Relevant talked about how the feminist movement kind of skewed in a way that was very negative in the regard of the progress of women in general, and it was a great conversation. We're going to go to one more caller here. I don't know what the number is. It doesn't have a number. It just has nothing but zeros. Hello, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Oh, yeah, I guess not. Anyway, folks, we got 10 minutes left in the program, and we're just going to... Oh, you're just listening. My bad. I didn't realize. I didn't realize you were just listening to the program on 000. Please go ahead and give me a call back in. But, folks, there's 10 minutes left here in True Conservative Radio, and I want to wind down with a couple of last subject matters. And I'm getting some sort of static on this microphone here. I don't know what the heck is going on, but hopefully the Blog Talk Radio Network isn't purposely trying to implement any kind of technical difficulties like they really do quite frequently on this show when it comes to yours truly trying to express and implement his First Amendment rights out here. But, folks, I know there's a lot of people out here waxing their carrots, creaming in their pants, on their knees, thinking it's a great day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood while they stick a Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up their poop chutes, thinking that if world peace is going to happen, money's going to grow on trees, everybody's going to have a job, everybody's going to have so much food in their refrigerator that they're going to get fat in the ass, and all this garbage because Barack Hussein Obama was inaugurated today as our president. But, folks, we should expect nothing but business as usual. Folks, we are going to see an escalation of war. We're going to see more turbulence. And for you folks that aren't aware of certain predictions I made, I strongly advise you to go back into the archives 2 shows ago. I made some bold predictions. I make bold prognostications, folks. But, folks, I'm right. I mean, you can look back in the archive, folks. I'm right. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but, folks, we have to have these types of commentary. We have to have these types of discourse. If not, we're going to end up blinded by this mainstream media and fathead Keith Olbermann and we already said Keith Olbermann, Chris Matthews, with that stupid laugh of his. It's ridiculous. Folks, we need to start worrying about America. I mean, just eliminate this liberal and feminist concept, this feminist and liberal notion. Just eliminate it out of your thinking, out of your head. It's fooling you. It's making you believe that socialism and communism is a better alternative than this constitutional republic that is America. It's making you believe this. It's making you have a little bit of sympathy towards Karl Marx. And that can't happen, folks. I mean, give me some examples of communism. What? Stalin killed almost 100 million people. Mao Zedong, he killed 60 million people. Pol Pot, Ho Chi Minh. I mean, we can go on and talk about the death and the destruction and the authoritarianism and the lack of rights in this liberal and feminist and communist ideology. You, as a real American, as a patriot, can't continue on thinking that there's nothing wrong with this ridiculous embracing of Karl Marx, of Gloria Steinem, of these leftists, of these pieces of crap that don't care about America, that don't care about the Constitution, that don't care about American sovereignty. We have to care, damn it. True conservatives have to care, damn it. Somebody has to care, damn it. I'm a conservative, damn it. And I care about what happens to America. I care about the future, and I care about the preservation of this country. I care about this transition that we're witnessing here in America from what we know of as America to a quasi-socialist government, to a socialist situation where we're giving out handouts instead of giving out opportunities which was what America was built on, folks. I know there's a lot of people out there that can't believe that I'm screaming my head off out here and talking with the passion and fury that I speak on. But, folks, let me tell you something right now. The reason I speak with so much passion, the reason I scream, the reason that I'm out here trying to scream my head off and convey some conservative commentary, true conservative commentary to the American public out here, because America needs it. And let me tell you something, folks, America needs you. If you're a true conservative, if you care about the Constitution, if you care about the moral integrity of America, we need you, damn it. The conservatives and everybody who loves America, we need you. We need you to go out there and make sure that you're participating in your government. Make sure that you're going out there in your local government, making sure that these politicians are abiding by your word and your persuasion. Not selling us out here like all these other power-hungry autocrats in Congress who are selling us out with these bailouts. That's what I'm saying, folks. We got to work together, folks, as Americans. Repeat that again. We have to work together as Americans so we can preserve the integrity of the Constitution in America. And, folks, let me tell you, I try to do my part. I try to go out there and blog. I go on chat rooms. I get on forums. I do whatever it takes to spread the true conservative ideology out here, to try to spread Americanism. But, folks, unfortunately, I have to maintain sustenance. I have all kinds of responsibilities. I got a business that I own. I got a family. And I try to do these broadcasts. I try to go in and provide discourse. I try to do my thing on the Internet. I try to go out in my local community and provide something out here every time I can. And I want to do it more, damn it. I want to do it full time. I mean, true conservatism will rise again, folks, because we are on the side of goodness. All right? It's the liberal that has to justify single-parent families being the majority of the day. It's the liberal that has to justify sexual depravity and violence being broadcasted to our children via the television. They have to justify it. They have to justify teen pregnancy. They have to justify 8-year-olds being scantily clad because Hannah Montana and Britney Spears told them that it was okay to do so. They're the ones that have to justify it, not conservatives. So, folks, I got a favor to ask of everybody who's listening, whether you're listening live or in the archive. Please spread the word. Spread the word about true conservatives. Spread the word about true conservative radio. Email these shows to anybody. I don't care if they hate them. I don't care if they like them. Email these shows so that we can spark synapses in people's brains. Go out there and participate in blogs, in chats, in forums. Go out there and spread the word, folks. And, folks, by all means, if you happen to be listening in and you want to help True Conservative Radio, if you want True Conservative Radio to be more consistent, please visit our sponsors, folks. All right? I mean, I don't mean to sound like some idiot out here trying to pander to you like everybody else in the media. But, folks, let me tell you, I want to spend my full time on trying to bring back America to what we used to be. And we used to be the superior superpower in the international community. We were the bastions of capitalism. We invented this game, damn it. We invented it, and now we're on the back burner of it. We invented it, and while we're on the back burner of it, folks. So, folks, please, do what you have to do. Spread the word. Chat up. You know, and if you see some blogs and it's a bunch of liberal propaganda, comment on it and just highlight the contradictions. Go out there, if you see some liberal pushing some propaganda on a damn chat room, call them out on it, damn it. Call them out. Anyway, folks, I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in with me this evening, folks. I know it's pretty late in the evening here. It's Barack Obama's inauguration day. And, I just had to have a damn broadcast during this day. We talked about certain situations here in America, how America's going to go, how Barack Obama cannot make this situation in America any better here unless he starts talking some real substance, and we've talked about that on this show and other shows in the archive. So I thank you for listening in, folks. Please bookmark the webpage, www.blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Bookmark it and send that link to everybody you know. Send my shows to everybody you know, folks. Spread the true conservative word, please. We need to change America. All right, folks, thank you very much for listening. We got 25 seconds left. Please, folks, visit our sponsors. It's only a couple of clicks, and you'll be helping out the True Conservative Radio Show tremendously. You can't even imagine. Anyway, thank you very much, folks. God bless you all. Please stay true to America. And until next time, death to feminism.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.